Thank you. I just want to say right up front that air quality has kind of affected me, so I apologize if I'm coughing during this. But yeah, so I'm Joey Verbeke. I'm part of Harman International, and I'm going to talk to you guys about hacking headphones and the experience. So I'll just kind of jump right in here. So this is just a little bit about me. So on the side, I do a lot of experimental art. I do a lot of kind of hacking, so I really like using SDKs to create, using different sort of open source tools to make things. This top one here, it's a LED piece that responds to sound. It took a bunch of data from Mars, the rover, the way that it kind of went across Mars and translated that to light and sound. Below that, it's Heroes. It's a piece that went to Sundance, actually. I did the sound for that. The top right, so I'm part of the future experience team at Harman, and we have kind of a few different goals. Like one of our things is to create sort of future product opportunities. We're kind of like advanced R&D, innovation, things like that. So this is one of our current sort of projects. We do a lot of car-focused things, and this is actually a shape-shifting rotary knob. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in there. And below that's just demoing at one of our tech shows, Mid-Air Haptics. So just brief overview. I'm really an engineer. That my title is an engineer, so that's really where I'm coming from with all of this. So a little bit more about like bigger picture. So Harman, we were acquired by Samsung in March. So before that, we were already a Fortune 500 company. We have about 34,000 employees. 25 countries, a bunch of different brands. I'll get into that later. And some Grammys and Academy Awards. So we're really coming from a world of sound. That's like where we started. That's kind of our passion. So there's 4 verticals that we have in Harman. The first one is connected car. So that's we're a tier 1 supplier. So if you own a car, chances are something in there was built by Harman. So we really integrate these things into a car. And it's a heavy focus on audio, the sound system itself. Another vertical is lifestyle audio, and that's going to be the one that's the focus today. So that's headphones, all these consumer products, stuff like that. Professional solutions, so this is like lighting, so pro events, microphones, different things like that. And then connected services, this was a recent acquisition of ours, and this is our software. So we have about, I believe like 15,000 developers that we can leverage for all of this stuff. So as I mentioned, lifestyle audio, that's going to be the focus, because this is about our headphones. We do Harman. I just wanted to kind of show Harman is more than just headphones. Like you probably know JBL, our brand, and some of these other ones, but we do kind of have a wide reach on things that we do. So yeah, so these are a few of our brands that you guys might not have known as Harman, but AKG, Infinity, DBX, Harman Kardon, obviously that's where the name comes from. But JBL is one of our most front-facing brands, and we have a very cool headphone that we've created here that I want to kind of talk to you about, and the consequences on almost headphones in general now because of that. So this is the Everest Elite 750 noise cancellation. That's what it stands for. And so this headphone, it has an SDK that you can access the features of it with. So it won an award at CES, Innovation Award, for the SDK itself. But this is our flagship headphone, and there's a lot of really cool things that this is going to enable. We're trying to make something. It has everything that a normal headphone would of this caliber. It has mics on it for that. It has noise cancellation, all of that. But we want to take this and open it up to developers like you. we can create, we have ideas, I'm part of an innovation team, we do stuff with it, but this is a small mindset, it's not a larger community creating with this. So we really want to see what everyone else can do with this now, If we open this up to the larger community, what can really be created with this? So I want to touch on what is possible with this SDK itself. So this is kind of everything that you're able to do, everything that's built into the headphones themselves and the SDK. So, one of the coolest things about this is the IMU that's built into the headphones itself. There we go. So, so an IMU basically gives you control of where your head is. So, if you're moving your head around like this, it knows, it gets all of that data and can send that to you. So this is what's in your phone, when you're using a Gear VR or different sort of VR headset, that's how it knows where you are in space. So we have this built into our headphones itself, and we're giving all of this data to you. You can do whatever you want with this. So a lot of really cool things that opens up. There's one button on the side of this headphone itself that doesn't do anything by default, but you can program it to do whatever you want. So, to me, this is super exciting because if you're wearing these headphones, for a developer, the user is wearing these headphones, they have a button there that is just always there. It's something super quick. It's not, you don't have to open the app. You don't have to, go through all these screens. It's a physical button that is just sitting there, and that can trigger whatever you want it to. You can sync that, link that up to anything that you want. So that's a cool, cool sort of hardware feature of this. Just kind of lower level, all of this is done through Bluetooth. So it's just SPP, you just have to go through our SDK and it's sent wireless to this. Of course, the headphones can be plugged in with a wire, but that's just audio being sent. It's not any of the data. Sort of obvious one to put in, but super critical and amazing thing to be able to control is the EQ itself. So you can affect the tuning of the headphones. So not any of the processing in your computer or your phone or anything, but you can kind of tune these as you wish. It can make it independent of that. And lots of things. I'll talk more about sort of specific use cases that I've come up with and just kind of brainstorm. But these are the things that are kind of like the groundwork for that. ANC, of course, these are noise canceling headphones, so you're able to turn on and off the ANC. And then, this is really, I'd say, kind of the flagship feature. I mean, this one in the IMU is kind of close call, but this one is our ambient aware technology. So what this is noise cancellation. You're trying to block out everything, right? You don't want to hear the world. You want to be secluded, in your headphones, hear everything really well. What this is bringing the world into your headphones. So, you're wearing these things on top of you, and your friend is sitting there talking to you. You can't hear them because you have these headphones on. What we're doing with this, we have these microphones on the outside already that we're using for noise cancellation. We're bringing in the sounds that you want to hear with this. So this is ambient aware. This is, selective sort of noise augmentation, I guess I would call it, instead of cancellation. So we give you the ability to control this. And this is really what enables a lot of really cool use cases. So I'll touch a lot more on that later. So next, I want to talk to you, I actually want to show you a video on bigger picture, because the way when I was thinking about this talk, I wanted to give you these low-level things, how you can create it, what you can do, but I really wanted to focus on the bigger picture, because I'm a future experience engineer. So yes, I can code and everything, but what's more important to me, and I think to creating experiences themselves, is really thinking about that end experience and what you're creating, why you're doing that, and everything. So this is the future experience team's concept of what bigger picture could be for this sort of technology. So I'll go ahead and play this video.
Hey, how's it going?
Letter came for you in the mail. I just put it on your desk.
Cool, thanks, appreciate it, man. Take care.
Querido nieto, para nosotros el hogar no es un lugar, es una persona. Un día nos reuniremos de nuevo en algún lugar del mundo y finalmente estaremos en nuestro hogar. Hasta entonces, continúa persiguiendo tu sueño y lucha hasta que sea tuyo. Con amor, tu abuelo.
Sound replacement mode. Substitute ocean. Substitute seagulls. Substitute boat. Add la paloma.
So, you know, that is putting experience first. You know, this is our big vision. This is what we think could be possible eventually. You know, and we want to help get there. So, you know, there's a little bit of disconnect, right? Auditory augmented reality. This is huge. Like, this is creating your own, you know, soundscape, controlling your auditory environment 100%. Obviously, that's, you know, not exactly there, but we have technology now and we are opening it up to be able to allow you to get to that point. So, you know, just very basic sort of use cases from that video that could be done today, these gestures, you know, the fact that you could add a sensor, you know, tie this in with other hardware to the headphone, you could add these gestures to it. You could use the IMU built into the headphones to do gestures with your head. All of these sorts of things are kind of possible. So I'll talk some more about specifics, but the best solutions that you can create are finding the right problem and using the right tools to solve them. So we're hoping to give you the right tools for that. So some experiences, sort of more concrete ones that we've created. This all started with this. So we took our headphones, it was a previous model, and we tied them to a pair of VR headset, and when you reach the edge of this bounds, it kind of passes through the real world visually, and we wanted to let you hear the world too. So this ambient aware, we would turn that on when you reach the edge when the visuals are coming through. So it's this sort of like holistic way of thinking about an experience and being able to go between these different worlds. So that was about a year ago, and then so what we have over at our booth here is we have some more experiences that we've created. So we've taken these headphones and we're tying them in with the Gear VR. So this is an obvious synergy that we can put these two things together now, and the experience we've created, again, is just an example of what you guys can do with this stuff, is using the camera from the phone and looking out, doing face detection. So while you're in virtual reality, say you have, a certain face that you've put in, like, my friend or my spouse or something, if they're close to me, then I want the headphones to turn on ambient aware or turn off the noise cancellation. This is possible. Right now we're just showing it with the ambient aware and it's any face, but you could tailor this to however you want. And then kind of in that same vein, this is another sort of experience. You're sitting at your desk, you have your phone, Galaxy S8 facing, front-facing camera behind you, and then your boss comes up, and I guess depending on how much you like your boss, either the volume goes up or down. So, just another thing that is totally possible with this. And then I just wanted to highlight a little bit of the code itself, because I know this is a developer conference, and it's very, very simple to tie into this. So it is an Android SDK, so it's Java. And these are just some of the functions, that you would need to be able to really change this code. So we have like preset levels for the ambient aware. I mean, you just pass in like high, medium, or low, and that sets it for you. You can control each one individually, so you can actually do, instead of a preset value, you can have an int, and you can control exactly how much of this you want to change. So, there's different use cases. Say you're stepping to the side for, that first one with the VR headset. When you reach the edge, maybe you just want the one side to pass through. So things like that, and very similar for EQ and all these other ones. It's simple functions, just sending it through Bluetooth, doesn't disrupt the audio, anything like that. So then these, again, I just quick run through these possibilities. I'm really trying to inspire and see what you guys can create with this stuff. So, with the EQ adjustment, so instead of in your app doing this audio processing of, EQ for, say it's a game, you go into a house and there's a low pass filter, so the rain outside sounds like it's outside. Do that in the headphones instead of in your app, have the headphones do this processing for you. For more audiophiles who are creating the audio, you can make sure that the end user hears it how you want with the same EQ curve, regardless of the processing. EQ settings for different environments, different location, things like that. I was talking about a purely auditory VR experience. VR doesn't have to be visual only. It can be audio, so there's ways to do that with that. And like I was mentioning, gestural interaction, totally possible with this IMU. The button mod, I mentioned too, you can really do anything with this, but one thing that I thought of that would be really cool is, you're wearing these headphones outside, you're walking around, whatever, being able to get a geotag of where you are. You have this button, it's right there. Maybe you want to mark that location so you can come back later. You don't have to go through your phone, find that, or anything like that. Just one button, boom, and now it's tagged. So yeah, thank you. I hope you guys come over and check out our booth. Come download our SDK, get these headphones. They're available Best Buy, anywhere. They're consumer-grade headphones. And I'm excited to see what you create with it. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Joey Verbeke, for that awesome presentation. We're going to open it up really quick to some Q&A. If anybody has some quick questions to that amazing presentation. Anybody? Any quick questions over there?
So the SDK itself is Java, so it's for Android. The headphones itself, I don't believe they're running Android on the headphones, but the whole SDK is built for Java, so you can create this on your phone. But the cool thing is actually, because it's all Bluetooth, you just have to be sending the right message to the right port. You can really create this anywhere. Like the first VR application, that was made in C++ on a PC and communicated via Bluetooth. So it's not exclusively for Android and Java, but that's what we've made it kind of easiest for. So, yep.
Great. Anybody else? Any questions? Cool. And I guess we'll round it up. All right. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
All right.